Are you on the hunt for a new marketing agency? Well, before you sign on that dotted line, let's make sure you're not falling into a trap like old Tom over here. Hello, I'm Joshua Botha from Zemo Media, and this is Ask a Marketer. Today we're going to be discussing the telltale signs of a fake marketing agency. We've seen quite a few of these pop up over the past few months, and we want to make sure that you, as our viewers, are protected. So stay tuned for our tips on how to spot the real agencies from those that you should be wary of. Let's dive in.
Great. So let's start with a basic one. You want to make sure that your agency actually has reviews. Now, as you can see, if I go to zemomedia.com, there is reviews over here from, for instance, Google, and then there's also Fiverr reviews, but I don't recommend using the website of this agency as the only source of information over here. The best practice would be to actually go Google this actual business, and then you can see, okay, great, there are reviews. It's more than what they have displayed on the website. This is good news. At the same time, if we take a look at Fiverr in this case, we can also see there's 1,463. And if we head back into the website, we can see this is 1,423. So there has also been an increase in the overall amount of reviews. So this is good. Lastly, I would recommend also taking a look at other third parties. So for instance, if I head over to this website, featuredcustomers.com, and then we can also see that Zemo Media has 496 reviews and an average of 4.8 on this platform. But there will be more for depending on where this business is listed and all those things. But each business should have reviews from multiple sources. So it is best to take a look at all of them to ensure that they are actually getting reviews from real customers. Then the next one we want to take a look at is whether the website has Google Analytics 4 and whether it is secure. So simply checking over here in the top left corner of your browser, you can take a look at the security of the actual website. And here you can see that the certificate is valid and it is an HTTPS website, which means that it is secure. If it doesn't have these markers, it means that it's not a secure website, and that means that this digital marketing agency doesn't know that this is a necessity in today's modern world. So it's best to try and make sure that they do have this on their own website. Next, we want to take a look at the socials of the agency. So if you scroll to the bottom of nearly every website, you will see a list of the social medias that they are on, and you can then go ahead and open these up and just double check that they have followers or subscribers or whatever the platform uses. So on Instagram, you can, for instance, see here's 1,481 followers. On Facebook, there are 468. And on YouTube, there's 4,240 something subscribers as well. And overall, this is a good metric to double check because you want to have an agency that is active on social media. So you know that they are getting followers and they are posting information on there. You can also double check the actual posts of the agency, but it is good to just double check they have followers. That's the main point. Next, we're going to take a look at a rather interesting one. So most good agencies will have case studies on their website. So for instance, here on Zemo Media's case studies page, we have a few case studies that any client is welcome to take a look at. And you want to go ahead and open these up and ensure that they are actually giving you valid information. The whole point of this case study is to see what your expected results are going to be. This doesn't mean necessarily that you are going to get these results, but for any agency, this just means that they are able to actually give you these results, which is good. So here you can, for instance, see increased in ROAS with 2,611%, and so on and so forth. Now, overall, this is good to have. You want to make sure they have great statistics over here, but it is also important to make sure that this information isn't ridiculous in a sense. You want to make sure that the website does actually have real results on there. So a good example of this would be if I head into this Google account over here, then you can see that the data that's on here looks fantastic. If you see results like these, you might be thinking, this is amazing. Look at the 20,000 return on ad spend that they're giving their customers. So I definitely want to partner with this agency. I don't recommend just taking these at face value. you can have a call with the agency instead and ask them to show previous results of what they've received or anything along those lines. They can prepare this for you before the call, and then you can go through it with them so you can make sure that they are actually receiving these results inside of Google Ads. So as you can see, I do have the disclaimer over here. This is fake data. If I go ahead and refresh this page, you're going to see that that information is going to completely disappear. Overall, this is something that can be done just by changing a few things inside of the code of the website that you're on. So as you can see, now the results are 0, everything is gone, and even my disclaimer has been taken away. I do recommend ensuring that your agency is actually giving their clients these results before you go ahead with them then. Now, it's also good to double check that the agency does actually have blog posts on their website. If they don't have blog posts, they're not doing marketing for their own website, or they're not sure how to do this. So overall, I would stay away. So double check that they do have blog posts, and they have many of them, seeing as this is a key strategy when it comes to SEO and other types of marketing. So it's important to ensure that they do have some valuable content on there, and you can always go through this and see what the quality of the content is that they're going to be posting on your website. Now we can take a look at partners. If you go onto most digital marketing agencies' website, most of them will have the badges for instance, Google Partners, Facebook, Shopify, and so on and so forth. But you have to make sure that they are actually partners of these platforms. Now, most of these platforms do actually have a website where you can go double check this. So if I were to go onto Google's partnership website directory, then you can, for instance, search for Zima Media, and there it pops up. You can double check that this is the actual website by hovering over it and looking in the bottom left corner, or you can simply click on it and go to the actual website, and you'll make sure that that is the agency that you are looking at. Similarly, we can take a look at the Shopify partners, and we can search for, let's say, over here, Zima. So once again, it will go ahead and fetch the results for you. And here you can see that the partner is actually listed on the directory. And that's how you know that they are really partnered with those tools. It's important to double check this because you have to ensure that they are actually partners with these platforms. Now we want to head over to the last point, and that is going to be the pricing. If the agency does have the pricing listed on the website, then I recommend looking at this and ensuring that it's not too cheap. So what this means is if an agency has pricing that is absolutely ridiculous, it's extremely cheap, and there's no way that they'll actually be able to give you the services that they are promising, then I don't recommend looking at that agency. You want to ensure that they have competitive pricing, which means that they fall in the same bracket as most other agencies. If they have slightly cheaper, that's fine. If they are slightly more expensive, that's also fine, but don't go for extremely cheap because that means that they're not going to be delivering the services, or it might not be a real agency overall. So ensure that the pricing is in the correct bracket at least. And that is my tips on how to spot a fake agency in 2025. If you found this helpful, then please do remember to leave a like and subscribe to our channel, where we're going to be posting more content like this throughout the year. And if you are looking for an agency, we'll be more than happy to take a call with you. So please just head over to our contact us page, and you can go ahead and fill out the form or book a call or anything that you'd like over here. And that's it from me.